Hi, welcome to another JV's OhBeer list reviews. Beer 567. Well, we talked about hybrids the last time. Let's talk about hybrids again. What are they? Chemical experiments. That's exactly what they are. You got one brewery who's making some beer that's so good. You got another brewery who's making another beer that's so good. You mix them together, and the end result isn't going to be better than either of the two beers. That's the way I've been observing that this works. There's so many of them out there, though. Some of them are really kind of confusing. I was walking down the aisles and I found two breweries, one of which I happen to like and one which I've never heard of before, that I guess put their efforts together to try and make something pretty unique. And what beer is it? Naked Rabbit, a hybrid ale made by 5 Rabbit out of Bedford, Illinois, and no, that is zero. Is that a zero in there? Look, that's a zero over there, because I got a zero and a zero. This is like all zeros brewery. How in the world do you pronounce that? It must be Nordic or something like that. I don't even know. So 5 Rabbit is actually pretty good. They make a lot of cervezas and lagers and whatnot. They tend to mix some stuff around with fruit. I'm just going to call it a zero brewery, because I don't even know how the hell to say something like that. But they made something called the Naked Rabbit here. You can tell this is a pretty big bottle right here. A lot of these hybrid ales come in big bottles like this. Oh, there's actually a little bit of a description over here. The name mashup of our brewery names Nøgne Ø means naked island. It actually means something? I thought zero was just zero. You mean there's a language out there where zero actually means island? I guess it kind of looks like an island if you consider like there's an O and there's just something. I don't know. This is so confusing. I'm so glad I'm not into linguistics or anything like that. Ugh. So I don't know how to pronounce that brewery. It could be a famous brewery. It could be a no-name brewery. Who knows? But 5 Rabbit's okay. And what kind of beer did these two yutzes come together and make? A pale ale made out of pine needle and mango. Pine? You mean this is a gin beer? A mango's just awkward. I mean, that's sort of an odd fruit to find in an actual beer, but mixed with pine, that's just awkward. Here it says a sentence that's on here. It says, it turns out that Juniper from the cool north and Mango from the torrid south are soulmates. Really? So I don't know how to pronounce the brewery, and the two flavors they decided to mix together sounded awkward, like I'm going to have some sort of a gin beer. I don't even know. Well, there are many things that pine can be used to make, and one thing included in that is the long bottle opener. Alright, what's this big bottle looking like over here? Citrus. Hops. Citrus. Yes. Definitely taste more citrus, or smell more citrus more than anything in there. So I actually don't see an IBU rating anywhere for this here. This is actually kind of worries me, because mango is a sweeter fruit, and putting that into a beer where I, for the most part, smell hops, makes me kind of worried, like, is that just there as the little aftertaste? Did they perfume it in the very end? I mean, this isn't even a good bunny. Look at this stupid bunny. Well, look at what he's doing. He's flashing me and winking at me. Like, that's really going to make the flavor taste better. Thanks, bunny. Whether it's gin, whether it's beer, whether it's whiskey or brandy, who do we call on to help us through the mist? A jelly jar. Mix them up right. Ooh, let's pour this guy here. Oh, that's kind of the color I was expecting out of it. Sort of just a normal beer color. Here is what it was. There's a little bit of fizz, but that pretty much looks just like your everyday beer. Can't tell anything else about it. But the smell... That's intriguing. That's like mango and hops mixed together. That's very unusual smelling. The smell is very, very intriguing. This definitely smells like it's going to be more of a hoppy ale more than anything. Well, let's take this bunny downtown and do the initial taste. What the hell is going on in this beer? This is like, these are soulmates. These are people are arguing in this beer right now. Okay, so you first taste this beer and you first get this like, oh, that's no, that's not interesting. Oh, that was bit. No, that's sweet. Oh, that's kind of. Then you actually kind of swallow it in the end, and it just gets weirder from there. This is confusing. I think I actually need to review the initial taste during the main taste in order to get a decent idea of where this is going. This is just like, I think I just drank this beer and it boxed its whole way down because the flavors are just like fighting for control over what part of the tongue it's going to be touching. This was very hard to describe. It's like, it's hoppy and fruity at the same time, equal parts 50-50. I don't taste pine. I don't taste anything fresh like that or anything like that, but there's some hops inside there for sure. And there's definitely fruit on the inside of this. This is very awkward. All right, so we're going to do a little review of the initial taste during the main taste, though. It's in the no. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes. No. I don't know. This is so unusual to try and put it down, and it actually isn't bad. There really isn't anything all that bad into it. It's just trying to figure out what it actually tastes like is kind of a mystery. So in a review with the initial taste, there's citrus, there's some sort of a mango, there's some sort of an bitter type of hop in the very end of it. That's not really piney per se. There's nothing that tastes like a gin or anything like that. But it's very unusual, and it goes with the main taste. There's no like acceleration of the taste or anything like that during the main taste. It's pleasant. It actually is quite pleasant. There's definitely some waftiness going up in my nose. Outside of the unusual ingredients, this actually isn't all that bad of an experience. But I'll tell you what, when I first saw the ingredients, I thought, oh, that's gonna taste unusual. When I first saw it in the store. All right, and there's the aftertaste. Aftertaste is soft. I mean, as it regards pale ales are sort of like, they don't really have a lot in the aftertaste, and this one hit that right on the noggin. It's more scent and faint aftertaste of both the mango and the pine fighting for control over who's got the main taste control. So in a nutshell, it's sort of like if you were to take two betta fish and put them in a toilet bowl, and they're going to be fighting each other like crazy, and then you flush the toilet bowl, it would be like about 10-15 seconds later, after you flush the toilet, you're listening to it, and you can still hear those betta fish knocking at each other, a mile down in the plumbing system. So that's exactly what this aftertaste is. Not to say that it's more like a toilet bowl. This would be like a nice toilet bowl, like in a nice restaurant where the prices on the menu are hidden. So let's give this guy a rating right here. Listen here, brewery. Put a pronunciation somewhere on the front of this right here. I don't know how to pronounce that. You put a slash through an O, that's a 0 in my book because I'm an engineer. I don't know how the hell to pronounce that. You put a 0 with a slash through it in the middle of your name, and then put another 0 with a slash through it, capitalized it as the ending word. How the hell do you pronounce that? But the overall look at the rest of the bottle is okay, so 3 out of 5. The pour is normal, just 5 out of 5. Looks like a beer. The smell is, that's something else. That's really kind of a whole bunch of things, but it's hoppy in the very most of it. I wasn't expecting to smell anything with wheats because you typically can't smell all that much with them. But there's more hops than anything, so 4 out of 5. Here's the initial taste. This is so funny. It's just like, literally, I've never been this confused where I needed to try it a bunch of times and really sit there and analyze it. But yeah, these two tastes are literally just punching each other the whole way down going in. You got pine, you got mango, and they're just literally beating each up. I don't understand this soulmate thing. Do soulmates fight this hard? I honestly expected this to kind of taste like a gin in some way, shape, and form. I don't know. But I was pleasantly surprised with the initial taste with this, so it gets a 19. Same thing with the main taste. Like, it's just two awkward things that you'd never expect to be put together in a beer very well. So 29. And then there's the aftertaste. Finishes pretty well for a pale ale. Just, leaves you wondering in the very end, like, what just happened? What just went through my mouth? So giving it a 21. Overall, 5 Rabbit did pretty good with this one here, as most of the 5 Rabbits are pretty good. I think to date, this is probably the best score I've ever given to two breweries making a hybrid ale to each other of 8.1. So, congratulations, 5 Rabbit. Congratulations, Nøgne Ø, whatever. You did good with this one. You did good. You did real good. This leads me to think, like, I don't know, 5 Rabbit likes to do some strange things. I wonder what's going to be next. You put mango and pine together? I suppose the next thing is going to be something like, I don't know, blueberry and heather. Oh, no, wait, not heather, not heather. Hey, have a blueberry. Overall, though, this is actually one of those rare occasions, really, where you reach out into the unknown and you pulled out something that isn't that bad. Good for the summertime. Hell, it's even good for the autumn or the spring or something like that. Winter might be a little bit unusual, but that's not bad. It honestly isn't that bad. This is JV with JV's OhBeer list. Cheers, and don't catch a cold, especially you, rabbit.